What it do? Thank you. You could be anywhere in the world, y'all, but you chose to be here with your boy. Thank you for another midweek tech-in with your boy, King Crowder, with a little live edition on Wednesday, man. Thank you. Let's get right into it, baby. Today's topic will be the Pan-African wave is over and the delineation energy is alive. If you are new here, I'm going to give it to you 100. The truth, the feelings, and the movement of everything that we got going on this evening, man. The reason why this topic came about, why are you saying this, King Crowder? Because people really seem to not understand. And the main one that does not seem to understand, y'all, is who ushered, championed, pushed, and tried to stay with the Pan-African wave. No other than Dr. Umar Johnson. If you don't know who Dr. Johnson is, he gained notoriety and fame early in the 2010s when I was in college. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed and the others who did the Hidden Color series. And what happened, y'all, is that he's had some troubles along the way. We ain't gonna kick a man while he's down, but right now, we got to do some straightening because as a Gen Xer, and I'm a millennial, which means we're different generations, he does not understand the change in tide and the new energy that is currently in the lexicon. King Crowder, what you talking about, man? Remember, I don't care. I don't come in here talking, y'all. I come in here showing you invoices. And tonight, I want you to listen. We're going to learn. And most importantly, we're going to chop it up. Pay attention.
There's a self-hate aspect to this too. And I know the ADOS FBAs, they're not the pretendians. And I say that respectfully.
How can you say something respectfully, brother, by saying it is not real and what we stand for is not legitimate? What the hell? What are you start off with already an insult, brother. You start off by saying the new movement that people feel or champion against, you are already anti. You can say, I'm not feeling it. You can say, I don't agree with it. But to already try to discredit it, bro, don't insult my intelligence. Let's keep going.
Because at least with the ADOS FBAs, they admit their ancestors came from Africa. Right. They just are of the opinion that that don't matter no more.
What the opinion is, y'all, if you need correction on how to check somebody, we are not continental Africans. Why do we say that, King Crowder? Because they will tell you. If you live in a city where immigrants are, they will tell you, you are not African. You are not this. It ain't something we just making up. We just matching the energy that's already there. The transparency, the honesty, the feeling. There is no more, let's go ahead and champion this wave when you're telling me to my face that you don't rock with me. I accept it. I oblige. I listen. I respect it. And I move accordingly. What's wrong with that?
I don't know how you get there because as the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said, a people without knowledge of themselves is like a tree without roots. I would love to see it.
And then you quote an FBA icon that Dr. Elijah Muhammad, salute to the FBA donation against fund. The school is still closed. You terrible, J-Bird. What's good, man? Lineage Bay Fresh, always good to see you, man. Great live. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But let's keep cooking, y'all. You already insult our intelligence. Quote one of our great scholars who was one of the greatest Black Americans that ever lived. He taught us how to eat. He taught us how to get off drugs. And most importantly, he taught the Black man in America how to take pride in his identity. You quote him and reference him, and then you say that he said about it? Bro.
FBA history book for their kids. I would love.
Every book about Black America is an FBA history book. How disrespectful is that, sir?
To see an ADOS FBA history book for children.
Is he serious?
If they ever build an ADOS FBA school, how are y'all going to treat identity in history? Because y'all cutting yourself off from your root and you identifying with a man who's trying to get rid of you.
How can you identify yourself with the root when the root say you ain't a part of it? Let's lay it on the pavement, y'all. I live in Houston. Shout out to the H. There's nothing more apparent than when you meet somebody from another lineage who tells you, I am for my people. For example, I'm going to give my own personal life. A phenomenal brother running for political office right now in this city. I have a black male organization. Shout out to BMBC. These brothers are doing phenomenal work in Houston. The brother is running for political office, asking a black male to endorse him and to look out for him, which I have no problem with because the brother has showed up. But right to me, you know what he said afterwards? I am doing this for a Nigerian man. Wait a minute. You're asking a black man group to already support you and rock with you. You've been coming to a black male group organizations, but you want to look out for Nigerians? How is that not divisive to my face? And I ask, and we talk about it. We have a great intellectual discourse, but I always hear others like Umar speaking out about what the FBA's got to do. But I never hear it on the other side. Because the one thing I know, y'all, if accountability is only one way, if friendship is only one way, if love is only one way, what do we call that? I'm from the South. We call it fake love. If only I got to support you, but you ain't got to support me, are you my friend? If only I got to pay money to come see you, but you can't never pay money to come see me, are you my friend? That is the exact relationship Dr. Umar is pushing, y'all. Be African, be generic, be them, even though the love is not the same. Even though the disrespect is normal. Even though the words and slurs and racial undertone is normalized. But guess what? Don't worry about all that, man. Don't listen to King Crowder. He don't know what he's talking about. Be what I say. Do what I say. Follow the way that I say. Hell no, bro. Remember, red flag, ladies and gentlemen. What's good, y'all? His school's always saying it's in shambles. But to me, forget the school, y'all, for a second. Not saying you're not right, brother. Always fear someone who tells you to follow their philosophy and never tell you to think for themselves. I'm not telling you to follow King Crowder philosophy. I'm telling you the apparent scenarios where we see issues in what he's talking about. And you're having an interview with an FBA brother deliberately saying disrespectful thing with nobody to rebuttal you.
That's the weakness of the movement, Loon.
Who is that they're identifying with?
Say that again.
Who is that they are identifying with this
Americans.
Okay.
We are the Americans, Dr. Umar. What are you talking about? The culture, the listening, the food, the music, the reference, everything is American as FBAs. I'm kind of shocked to hear him talk like this. I really am.
Both of them call themselves Americans, both groups. So they identify with the plantation.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
How can you identify with the plantation if I earn the right to freedom in this country? 13, 14, all these amendments happened to earn the right to freedom. But you said none of that matters. You identify with the plantation? So what is Africa then? We're going to identify with colonization? Man.
Okay, yes.
But they cut themselves off from the ancestors.
What about the ancestors here? What about my family in Mount Pleasant, Tennessee that died to get their freedom? What about my ancestors that died in 1825 in Monroe, North Carolina? Screw with them, right? Forget the ancestors that have been here for almost 300, 400 years, the head of ethnogenesis. Don't worry about what they're talking about, King Crowder. I know you're from a freedom town, King Crowder, but we don't care about that. Worry about your ancestors that happen to be here from 700 years ago that we never have a relationship with, who still don't have a relationship with us. Guess what? I know what Umar's saying, y'all. A better one. Guess what? They steal your family, though. I know he stole from you. He's still your cousin, though. I know they robbed your mama. I know they stole from your baby daddy. I know they shot at your mama's house. That's still your cousin. It don't matter what happened in the past. You still got to love your cousin. But he keeps stealing from me. Oh, well, that's your cousin. But he keep disrespecting me. Oh, well, that's your cousin. No matter what they do, no matter how much far they go into, it's your cousin. Do not listen to people like that, ladies and gentlemen. You can unfriend friends, you can unfriend family, and you can choose who you choose to have a relationship with. A lot of Africans, the tether class in this country, have chosen not to have a relationship with us. And we ain't got mad. We've adjusted. We've adjusted to the words by saying, guess what? We're going to delineate and be ourselves. We are in the love era. We're going to love on us. Because when we love on us, we love on our kids. We love on our young men, our young ladies coming after us. It's not just about us right now. It's about the love we are infusing to support about our history. Ignore people right here that tell you to ignore disrespect that's happening to you. Because what they're saying is that I know the disrespect happened, but do what I say. No. If somebody disrespects you, disrespect them back. Love who loves you. Support who supports you. Look who looks after you. Call who calls you. That is the energy the FBA wave is on. Hard to listen to that. Come blood. Right. Don't fall for the bend in the tailpipe. Y'all feel me, young. The land was already created in America, U.S. added as a corporation. Big fact, y'all, too, man. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. Let's keep cooking.
See that? To me, that is the greatest shortcoming of that movement. Ain't nobody taking me from my African roots. I don't give a damn what game y'all want to play, but you ain't doing that. There's spiritual ramifications for that. There's political ramifications for that. There's economic ramifications for that. And let's go political only.
What do the political ramifications do to benefit us right now, Umar? In the current state for foundational Black Americans in this country, I'm going to use myself again, y'all, because I want to make sure y'all know I'm on it. I went to college. I graduated. I worked hard, family, providing, doing everything I want to do. Only I can above the do average. My brothers that didn't do the routes I did and can't. Only exceptional Black Americans deserve to have the fruits of their labor. Only Black Americans who go above and beyond deserve to be able to have a house, a home. But the immigrants and other class get to get our benefits. Wait a minute. You are telling me to go along with something that deliberately undermines us. Is that what you're saying? No. I'm not going to go along with something that only benefits me. Because I got brothers. I got cousins. I got the streets. And I got other people who deserve to have the benefits just like they have. And remember, we're not asking for more. We're asking for fairness. In the great book by the author Neely Fuller, ladies and gentlemen, the issue of racism, white supremacy in this country is the issue of justice. That's all it is. He's making it seem like I'm asking for an extra benefit. I'm asking for more than what they get. No, I'm asking for my fair share for those who live in economic deprivation time. And for you to get on there and lie about that, brother, was strictly disingenuous. You know the one reason this rubs me such a wrong way, y'all, about the Pan-Africanist wave? Why is it only issue with us? I don't like when one side only got the smoke, man. I'm from the South. We address everybody. Everybody gets a friendly fade. Everybody gets a friendly discussion. Nobody is above reproach, which means a criticism, which means discourse. Nobody's above it, ladies and gentlemen. Kumar needs to stop speaking about FBA and go back in this business. Not Kumar Vasquez again. I'm sick of this Chuck Buck, but we got to listen to him, y'all. I'm with you, but I love to have conversations.
An idiot, only an idiot will cut themselves off from a meaningful relationship with other nations. You cannot survive in this world without allies. Do you understand me? Especially when you are.
What allies, what relationships do we have, brother? What African, any other country in the world can I go into and get reverse citizenship where I can be a citizen like they've been doing in America? What country in this world will embrace me the way that Black Americans embrace me? What country in this world where I feel as safe as the immigrants that are melanated allowed to come here to feel safe among us? If you answer that to me, I am willing to listen, because I have not heard, seen, I haven't traveled as much as you, but I've been around and I've read enough. I don't know of any nation that has open borders for the foundation of this country.
A numerical minority. How did Cuba survive America being 90 miles off the coast, Loon? Because Cuba had Russia, an international ally. The American African people.
Who do we have in this country, Umar? We've been enslaved, held captive, had 400 years of captivity, deprivation. What African nation has fought, has campaigned, has went to the UN and said, we deserve fairness? You're preaching the African love story, and we want that. But in reality, it's not here. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging where we are right now, y'all. Where we are right now, we are not in the same boat where a relationship is reciprocal. And what we are doing as FBA, the foundation of this country, is honoring the line. It's looking at where the line is on the floor, y'all. We're looking at it. We responding to the line. We responding to the barrier. And we are saying, all right, no more. Nothing more, nothing less.
People need Africans as allies. We need our Caribbean brothers and sisters as allies. We need our South and Central American brothers and sisters as allies, not enemies.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me you fighting the white man who's the enemy, and I'm going to make an enemy out of all my black brothers and sisters around the world? That is insane.
Yeah, I don't.
The part that doesn't get me, y'all, is that he's putting all the burden on our side. Remember, you are saying black brothers and sisters across the nations, across all these places, but show me where the hand has been extended the other way. My arm has been out so much that it's starting to hurt. Show me in real time, Umar, when a nation, a people, a political party, a mindset has extended their hand and been willing to uplift, to economically support, to help the foundation of this country. You are a very intelligent man. I will never disrespect you like that. But when has that credibility been extended the other way? You're telling us what we need to do, but you have not said with your chest, beating loudly, speaking proudly on an African platform, criticizing those nations. Remember, it's okay when you do it, but it's a problem when I do it. All I'm hearing right now, y'all, is the same energy, wave, and conversation I've heard from the Pan-Africans all my life. It's no disrespect to the brothers, but all majority of the Pan-African men I've met do not stand and prove things like they're supposed to. What do I mean by prove something, Mr. Cream Crowder? I'm talking about showing justifiable work and evidence that you're getting stuff done. Umar, I want to hear your school, brother. I want to hear your tangible things that you are doing to help, because you did and promoted and acted like something was going to be there, but you on platforms just talking. Not saying you can't speak, but I'm saying right now, show your work. Show what you're doing. Show what you're going after. Because what you're telling us to support and go after, y'all, is people who don't even stand up for themselves. Oh, you don't believe me? Right now, if you know about the situation going on that happened in the UK with Michael B. Jordan and Dale Roy got disrespected, I wanted you to hear out the horse's mouth from somebody in the UK about black and white UK relations. Pay attention.
Funny to me is that what?
Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Video acting up.
What is so funny to me is that the BBC and BAFTA have not felt heat from black people like this before, because now they're messing with black Americans. The funny thing is to me that BBC have always played in black people's faces, but they were British black people, and we don't really have the numbers in the UK.
What does the numbers have to do with standing on business? I'm sick and tired of you people lying. The numbers don't matter, man. It's the energy of the spirit. Stop telling me y'all ain't got the numbers. Y'all got the numbers on these damn podcasts, speaking on what FBA is supposed to be doing. Y'all ain't got the numbers over there. How about y'all get on y'all podcast, run your mouth, talk, elaborate, and go head to head with those in your country? Umar, is these the people you want us to collaborate with? Are these the people that you want to build relationship with? Are these the people that don't even stand up yourself you want us to overextend ourselves with? Nah. She's saying in her own country, white Brits stand on business with those African and Caribbean Brits, because they'll let you know they ain't Brits. They'll let you know y'all ain't a part of the culture. But they get on podcasts every week talking about what we got going on, talking about what we got popping. What I want to know is you have this creator from there saying she wanted black Americans to say something. Do y'all not see what's wrong with that? Am I the only one that's like, the video was cool, but you just said openly that y'all get disrespected and y'all don't respond back to it? That's not good. If you are openly accepting disrespect, you want me to get disrespected too? Because culturally, Black Americans don't deal with that. You cannot go in our household, put your feet on the desk, say something disrespectful, and not get hand, feet, elbows, neck bones, and chest put on you. This is culturally how we was. You don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. We got all type of songs like that. But I'm saying in real time, when you on podcasts saying build with these people, is this what you're talking about? Let her finish, King Crowd. Let her finish.
There's only, we're like 2%, 3% of the country. There's not a lot of us, and we're not really that joint in standing on business. We're not very, as British people, we're more keep calm and carry on. We'll complain, but we won't stand on business. Whereas Black Americans stand on business. And
I agree with that, man. Standing on business is a big thing. Yourself, you're African yourself. That's the sad part. I am not a continental African, brother, but I do acknowledge that African is the legacy of somebody. Obsessed, never, man. All love, but we don't avoid topics around here. That's what we don't do. But I always tell people, brother, you are more than welcome. Let me drop the link because you know me. I don't duck nothing. Let me go ahead and drop it there. I'm gonna tell you how I am. I'm from the South, baby. We don't duck nothing around here. Let me go ahead and drop it, y'all. Y'all know me. I don't drop nothing. You can keep talking, keep chatting. I don't duck nothing. I'm gonna let it keep playing.
Anytime BAFTA in the past has played in Black people's faces, nothing has been done about it. Like, I remember 4 years ago, BAFTA didn't nominate anyone of color. So and no one, nothing was done. The thing is, to live in the UK as a non-white person, you kind of just have to get used to.
No, man, that is something completely different from the culture that we can't do, man. I can't live anywhere where I get disrespected. I'm serious about that. That is something exclusively to UK people. There's no way I can live somewhere and get disrespected. That is not a part of my culture. That is not a part of who I am. That ain't part of who I grew up. My family would have a problem if I knew somebody disrespecting me and I don't do something. Put that on your culture, young lady. African or Caribbean culture, wherever you're from. That is what y'all choose to deal with. But as Americans, as Black Americans who stand on business 25/8, 365, no days off, we ain't like that. And I'm sorry that your men have not conditioned y'all to not let nobody disrespect y'all, but that ain't how we build. Straight up. This is not. Look at the video switched again. Lord have mercy.
What don't got a job, she gonna leave you.
Let it play again. I'm gonna catch it back up, y'all. I'm gonna let the video.
What is so funny, so real, that I didn't realize how racist. I knew Britain was racist, but I didn't know how really racist Britain was until I moved to America. Because there's things that would perfectly slide in the UK that do not slide in America. Like, Black Americans do not play. I kind of love them for it. I kind of love them.
You know, the one thing that really gets to me, y'all, hearing her talk, is that the fellas over there are so comfortable letting their women get disrespected, they don't even think it's not normal. There is no way somewhere in America I could be and I hear this and I don't choose to check it. There's no way my lady could say this on an open live and say it like it's normalized. We don't normalize disrespect here. We don't normalize people talking crazy to us here. We don't normalize none of that. We address it, we check it, and most importantly, it's a part of the culture with it. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't really get into a wave or emotion or anything like that where that's even normalized, bro. It's just not. It's just not, man. So as I continue to go, man, let me go ahead and chop it up again, man, with another one, man. Thank y'all for tapping in with your boy. Man, this one hit different for me, man. Actions have consequences. The choices you make in this country, ladies and gentlemen, will have massive consequences. They do. And right now, this creator pointed out something that's pretty sad. Well, I shouldn't say sad, y'all. I should say the fruits of your labor. Jasmine Crockett is running for political office in the state of Texas. and she has made it very clear what her focus is. But the tides have changed. The Pan-African, we all one Negro, let's just get along energy is no longer there. And the repercussions are in real time. So it's a video of her right now, y'all, that I want y'all to see. And this is a lesson moving forward for all of our politicians. Let's pay attention.
And see Jasmine Crockett crying because she's losing. That's why. And then eating it up. Eating it up. See, she's a real person. A real person that wants to be a politician. How does that help you?
Shout out to the brother Tim Black, man. What he said was a Fendi fact, ladies and gentlemen. The cloak of I'm this, I'm that, with no tangible, no desired outcome is over. The old guard of you support me and I don't do nothing from you is over. The old energy of I'm not doing nothing for you niggas is over. I'm not doing nothing for the blacks. It's over. You have to lead from now moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, with what you're going to do. We have wised up and we have said, only thing about politics that I learned early on is about who gets what. Politics is that subject. What am I getting for my vote? What am I getting for my support? Now it is becoming very apparent that we are not only doing it online, that it is happening in person. And why is it such a big deal, ladies and gentlemen? It is such a big deal. Shout out to Wu-Tang Forever facts, brother. All that stuff. But you know why tangible facts. And the reason why it is so big deal, y'all, is because we tired of politics, man. Everybody I know is tired of the political rhetoric. We're tired of it. We're tired of seeing it. We want to see it happen in real time. And most importantly, we want to see what are we getting from it. And the reason why, y'all, this is such a big deal, because there's another political candidate who's running for office in the state of California. And his name is
book, and I don't say that lightly.
Gavin
I'm not trying to impress you.
Y'all know him. But how you feel in the dark will always come in the light, y'all. Pay attention.
I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend.
How do you know my SAT is 960? What are you trying to say, bro? What? If you're like me, saying you grew up in economic hardship, not that I'm dumb. He tried to say slickly, if you didn't catch it, y'all, I didn't do well academically. How the hell you know I didn't do well academically?
And anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be.
Did he really say I'm just like you because I can't read? Did he really just say that? You know, the one thing I want people to understand, people look at me like I'm crazy when I say this. The liberal, we're all together, we're progressive side is worse than the Trump supporters. What do you mean, Green Crowder? You crazy, the Trump supporters? I'm going to tell you why they're worse. You say stuff like this as a form of we're on the same level, not even knowing that that's insulting. You just said that I couldn't read, bro. You said that I was not intelligent, meaning that all of you are unintelligent. That's what you just told me on the live stage. You said the bridge to show that we are together is to show that we're all incompetent. All you niggas is dumb. That's just what he said on the stage. He got on the open stage on a hot mic and said it and smiled. He smiled because he thought he said something smart. He smiled because he thought he was in a safe space. The world isn't about what you can do for yourself. Stop being selfish. Cell phones turn into politics. It's kind of a creepy obsession. I get it, brother, but I just think the world is so different, y'all. Because I want you to think about this for a second, y'all. The governor of California got on stage and felt comfortable enough to say that. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What does that tell me? Is I love it. I like it. I like it that we are seeing how people say, feel, and think in real time. What do you mean? I have a facade. I live in a major city, y'all. And ever since I've been laying in a major city, you know, the number one facade I always hear, we're progressive. We're not like those small towns. People here think, operate, and believe differently. We're not like that America. We are better than them. We do things differently than them. Then you have a political governor. You have a professor saying this.
Professor talking about Black people is exactly how white people are when there aren't people of color around. If you haven't seen it, this white woman could be heard in the middle of a Zoom meeting interrupting because her mic was not muted. She said things like, these kids are too dumb to know that they're in a bad school, or that's how it is with Black people. You teach them to sit at the back of the bus. Eventually, I guess they fall in line, basically saying that if you can break down Black people's confidence enough, they won't even try to fight back. While she has since come out saying, oh, I was actually trying to explain systemic racism to my child, I know for a fact that this is not true. And the reason is, like I said at the start of the video, this is how white people talk about Black people or brown people when it's just white people, when they're in the comfort of their own homes. I have literally heard it. It is a very consistent pattern among white people. Also, if you were explaining systemic racism to your child, you would not use it that way. You would not explain it in those terms. You would focus on an empathetic approach about how society tries to break down Black individuals. But the way she said it was definitely not that way. Let me know what you think.
She is absolutely correct. She is absolutely correct in what she's saying. She is absolutely correct in her analysis. She is absolutely correct in her feelings and thought processes. If you think post-integration, the spirit, the mentality, the feelings, and the ideologies have changed, you are a fool. If you don't think that there are still peoples in faculties, political offices, police station, teachers unions, and other professions that feel and think this way, you are a fool. What she spoke was from the heart. And can I say something? I'm not mad at it. We need them to come out the closet. That's the problem we have right now, y'all. We have so many people that are masquerading as they are progressive and they don't believe certain things. But when they vote, when they get around a certain group of people, when they go time to make decisions, they go the other way. We are not more progressive. I believe we are exactly the same as we was in the 1960s. You know why it's exactly the same? Go to the demographics. Go to the schools. See who the youth socialize with. See how they respond when a new concept is made. We have not made this much progress as we like to say. We are exactly where that teacher says we are. We have not moved. The feelings of Black isolations are real. The feelings of superiority complex are still alive. And most importantly, the feelings of racial idolatry are still there. We preach we're progressive, we're different, we've made forward, yada, 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 yada. But look at the stats. Look at the economic figures. Look at the support. Look at the love. Look at the relationship numbers, the dating dynamics. Look at the stats on Twitter, all the stuff you can look at, man. 3-6 challenge in debt, man. I hear you, man. I hate your hat. That's okay, brother. That's all right. FBA all day, y'all. No, Jimmy. I don't know what they talk about, y'all. Okay. But what we got to say, man, is that, I don't know if these guys have on the chat, is that most people really are under the facade that we're much further ahead in this country. And as I said today, the water tide, the feelings, the egos, the feelings are different now. Do you know the main reason why it's different now is that we are choosing to address the issues. We are no longer letting non-Black rhetoric slide. What is the number one way we ain't gonna let it slide, y'all? We are addressing it. Good, bad, or indifferent, dislikeful, uncomfortable nature, we are choosing to stick there. The FBA delineation wave is not going anywhere. And the reason why I love how it's affecting us in all facets of life is because when you play, when you isolate, when you say disrespectful things, not thinking they don't have consequences behind it, you will understand that consequences will be given in real time. And ladies and gentlemen, the main consequences is addressing the guy in the room that we're still talking about, man. And I'm going to bring this picture back up, is the great Dr. Umar. Out of all the things that Umar could have been, should have been, would have been, you have to understand, y'all, that we're getting back to our roots that we always would have been at. The work for men have to be shown. The accomplishments for men have to be shown. If you are a man in this country and you don't lead, guide, show, or talk about your accomplishments, you will not be taken as serious. African, Cuban, Caribbean, African diaspora, whatever you want to label yourselves. If you have had any rhetoric that has been deemed disrespectful, uncunning, unnerving, outside of the cultural norm, you will be checked. Physically, vocally, verbally. The same energy that you give out, ladies and gentlemen, is the new normal. FBA is not a group. FBA is not a group. Let me get my Umar on. FBA is not a group. It is a lineage base. It is lineage base. It is lineage base. We are amplifying the lineage of American descendants of slaves, foundation of this country, people who built it since inception. The whole purpose is to highlight, to focus, to rejuvenate, to have the spirit and empowerment go back in. That's what it's for. If you don't seem to understand that, I broke it down as simple as I could. But I want you to also understand this, y'all. The people who are deliberately trying to misunderstand you, they're doing it on purpose. If you have an issue that you do not understand what I'm saying, if you have an issue that you do not grasp the concepts that I'm breaking down to you, you are deliberately not trying to understand me. You are deliberately going against the grain. You are deliberately choosing not to operate and work with us. What do we do to respond, ladies and gentlemen? You highlight them. You acknowledge their presence. You let them know here it will not be tolerated. In our culture, we check, we question, we ask, and we vet. Paperwork check. Shout out to Jason Black. We asking questions. Shout out to Tariq. We standing on business from here moving forward. Do you know why Pan-African and the whole wave was there, ladies and gentlemen? You don't have to buy it, brother. I'm just giving you the facts of what's going on, man. The reason why this had to happen is because of the subtle disrespect that we see all the time. And the subtle disrespect started when people start taking what you do for them for granted. When you take what somebody does for you for granted, you don't think about what it took to get there. And Umar, on his journey to try to open his school, the Pan-Africanist wave, really took for granted what Black Americans did to support you. Think about this for a second, family. Pay attention. Name me the Africans that supported Umar. Name me the African students or programs that supported Umar and his vision. Name me the Pan-Africanist country who said we agree with Umar and we want to get things popping like he believes in. Name me anywhere in our lifetime that we have seen that. In his lifetime, I've heard the same notion. Extend, give, support, but don't respect or expect any repercussions. Don't expect or respect the same thing back and forth. You give to me, I keep supporting you. You keep supporting me, but the moment I ask for anything in return, don't do that. That's his legacy. So, as we continue to grow, y'all, Pan-Africanists, focus on your accomplishments. There is no beef, no issues. What we want to do is draw the line. The mental colonization, deal with that in Africa. Build up the African country, open up that freeway where trade and other things can happen. Live the lyrics of what you're saying. You cannot be over here preaching the same mentality as it was 20 years ago. The Marcus Garvey era is done. The Marcus Garvey era is done. The Marcus Garvey era is done. And I'm not saying done like it can't be built over there, but you got to start at a different place now. The way you've been starting with that vision, the way you've been evangelizing among the Black Americans in America, we ain't trying to hear it. You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to resketch the pad. You have to literally say, we have to change our approach. Once you change your approach, once you show that you have gained traction in those countries and you come back to revisit us, then we will listen and we'll be on to something. But until then, please stop talking. Stop trying to shame us. Stop trying to tell us that we're wrong. Stop trying to tell us that our philosophy and how we think isn't going to get anywhere. Stop trying to remix it. Stop trying to start your own group or program, because before you keep trying to start something, finish what you have started. And as a wave that you were, Dr. Umar, we appreciate your vocal talents, your vocal variety, but we want you to focus on the things you are already supposed to accomplish. And the Pan-Africanists must address you accordingly, man. So if you really want this wave to rebirth, reborn, rediscover, refinish, reestablish itself, start it over there first. Our ears are closed. Our mindset are not open. We have unlearned those traumatic habits of giving to people without expecting anything in return. The new energy of FBA is here. It's strong. It's not going anywhere. And most importantly, we will not tolerate any more further disrespect or people not trying to give you our flowers. And the reason why we got to get people flowers from the people that disrespect us, Dr. Umar, and the Pan-Africanist ilk, people from other parts of diaspora are starting to act right. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Long time. And it's year 2025.
I can't even play the video because I got that audio playing, y'all. Let me try to find another one. The video, the summary of the video was this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I got another better one for you, y'all. Let me play it for you from another UK gentleman speaking on this. Pay attention. Pay attention.
To have more self-belief and confidence than Black British people. This is a question I've really been thinking about. And it's quite hard for me to answer because I haven't been in the African-American school system. I haven't lived there for an extended period of time. But what I can speak on is the Black British UK, whatever mindset. And I believe it is a moderate mindset. So nothing should ever be extravagant.
It's not moderate. It's avoid confrontation. A lot of people outside of America believe in assimilation. They believe in get along to get along. They believe in hide, don't cause any conflict. They don't believe in not expressing yourself. The UK's issue is you want to assimilate. You have not put your bucket down and saying, yo, we creating new UK culture. That's the problem. We don't aspire to assimilate to whiteness. We have our own culture, swaying, music, style. They try to assimilate to us. So like I was addressing with Umar earlier, the Pan-African got to understand that the confidence must be on the other side. You addressing the one side, not figuring out that maybe we got to change our perspective. This young brother is speaking on the mindset of UK people. Get along, don't cause conflict, don't speak on the issues, don't speak on the rhetoric. Dr. Umar says it's better leave those snow bunnies alone. That's funny, man. You just trolling right now. Nigga's got to go somewhere he wants to be. How do you have to go somewhere you don't agree with? It's okay, man. You gotta go ahead and just let him talk, man. You hear me? Let him talk, man. He could be in the chat. But as we continue to cook, the UK brothers and sisters must deal with those issues head on.
Again, everything needs to be moderate. Whether it's your dressing style, whether it's your opinions, whether it's your ideas, everything has to be in a certain range. Let's say 2 to 5. It shouldn't go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't want exceptional. We don't want average. And I believe it's a thing where I think being average to an extent is celebrated in the UK, but being extravagant or striving for more or being excess, quote unquote, personality wise, whether that's being loud, because people call Americans loud.
They call Americans loud because we are expressive. You have to be willing to accept everything that comes with it. You must be willing to say it with your chest like you have something to say and have pride in it. What you are describing right now, young brother, is that most UK Brits that are quote unquote black, but I don't believe you are black Brits. There's no disrespect. I believe black is a term made for the foundation of this country. They use that term as in black Brits to try to gain that clout. When in actuality, you got to establish it where you are. You don't want to cause issue of funks because you want to get along. That's the underlying issue. You don't want to cause conflict because you are taught and trained to be nice, to get along, to be grateful, to not challenge, to not push back. When in spirituality, we were taught, push back. You belong to be here. You overcame something. Your history, your legacy means something.
But they're just very expressive. And I think those kind of things are awarded or rewarded in America while they are shunned in the UK. And I'm not sure where it started or how it started. Maybe it started from primary school. Maybe it started from high school. Who knows? All I know is I'm in a current position where even as myself as a person, usually when I'm going out to events or things like that, I genuinely feel the need to tone it down. Tone it down, whether that's personality.
Turn it down, in another word, ladies and gentlemen, means get along. I have to turn along to get along with you because if I turn it up, I'm going to make people stare at me. And in actuality, I don't want attention because I do not want to be told I am different. Black Americans know we are different. We say we are different. We embrace we are different. We champion we are different. We don't shy away from it. The cultural element of colonizations and being agreeable is embedded in you. You have to unlearn, move away, get that spirit out of you if you want it to be different. Because you know the whole funny part about that, ladies and gentlemen? They're going to tell you you're different. They're going to tell you you're not the same. They're going to tell you that you don't admire or have that same energy they do. So why not just lean into it?
How I feel, everyone's to kind of be calm, relaxed, no excitement, no passion, you know what I'm saying? You don't really see a lot of that. And I don't know what it is like. If I went to town, you know, town center and I was recording videos, you know what I'm saying? People are going to be looking at me weird. They're going to be like, what's this guy doing? Who does he think he is? But in America, you know what I'm saying? Someone might even help you be like, yo, what's up, chat, da-da-da. And why is that? This is not an answer. I'm posing a question, something else to think about as people, especially if you live in the UK. If you've experienced it, let me know in the comments because it just feels like everyone is just, that's the best way I can describe it.
The best way to describe it, young brother, is that you were taught to get along. I meet so many people from different countries that are taught that way. You are taught not to cause a rift. Be nice to the white people. Don't question them. Don't push back on them. Don't have an opinion. Get along with us. You were taught, educated, and many of them from their culture believe that way. They believe I am the good one. I deserve a good treat. I am different from them. It is an isolation type of mindset. When actuality, how most of people of the foundation grow up, you got to understand to look out for each other. If you don't want to, or you do. Many cities, you may see a difference, but the communal aspect is still there. The communal aspect of saying, hey, bro, when I'm out, I see you, bro. I see you. All those nonverbal cues are meant to how to symbolically know who somebody is without seeing it. When I enter a room, right, and I see people that I do not know, I can tell immediately if Black American men are there. You know how? We make eye contact. We make a crew. You make a way to shake hands or acknowledge you. You want someone to know that I'm not in the room by myself. So if anything is said or happening, I have a witness around me. When I am around many immigrants around them in those rooms, they never speak. They never make contact. There is a lacking of a communal aspect unless you are from the same neighborhood, same chapter, same tribe, etc. But the communal aspect among the foundation is still there. Strongly. I ain't got to know the brother. I ain't got to know his last name. But immediately the agreement, the handshake. You good, bro? I'm good, bro. You see? I see, bro. That is a check-in. Subtle, but strong. All brothers, no matter where we go, we do it. I think it's embedded in us from a spiritual thing, dealing with the circumstances from slavery, y'all, but it's still there. Why do I bring all that all the time? Man, African descent, if you're Black, you're African descent, you're white. I don't know what the brother talk about. They still arguing in the comments, y'all. Go ahead. They still talking in the comments, man. No, your mother and father taught you wrong, Crowder. I hear you, brother. I hear you. 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 I hear you, man. Let him talk, y'all. He's allowed to have an opinion. Let me always drop it in the chat again, because y'all know here I don't duck nothing, y'all. And we gonna continue to cook up, man. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Thank y'all for tapping in to me, man. Share the live. We got a couple more topics to go about this evening, man. Let me go ahead and share something that I believe that is powerful. Pay attention, y'all. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Watch this video.
You know, my husband studied in the US, and I always was like very critical of African Americans. And then I would say, oh, okay, yeah, I know. They're famous for basketball and music. What else? And my husband would say, start researching pre-colonial Africa and see who's writing. It's not Africans, it's them. So give them the dignity and the respect.
That subtle disrespect about what else is a great point that your sister talked about. When people ask you what else we're known for, I just go along and say innovation, engineering, medical practice, stewardship, electrical engineering, routing, refrigerating units, maintaining maintenance. There's so many things we're known for outside of sports, which you most likely see right now. But remember, when people say that word to you or what they're known for, that is a undermining technique. Let it cook.
That they deserve, because while you live on this continent, you have done very minimally to research this continent before colonization. And when I had to do that for my PhD and the first book that I've written, I shocked myself because most of the writings, it's them. So I then said, okay, I was ignorant. I amend myself. I am now self-critiquing and snapping out of it. They are not only good for basketball and music.
What she is speaking about is the contribution of many American foundation speaking about Afrocentrism in the African continent. What she is speaking about is the lack of African-born citizens who are continental Africans who have wrote, had discourses, or speak about the colonization or actual efforts that affect their continent to this day. Why am I going on that? Because it goes back to the topic at hand, y'all. Pan-African is dead among us because the FBA have put in enough work behind it. Let her keep cooking.
In art, when African Americans are truly Afrocentric, even the term Afrocentrism, they came with it. They are the ones who've cautioned us and said Pan-Africanism is this, guys, but Afrocentrism is this. You need to posit everything you're doing. If it's psychology, it's okay. We know the university could have been UCT, it could have been Oxford. They trained you the Western way. But as an African, go now and develop African psychology. Go and read Africa pre-colonially, how the relations were. Come with it down all the way. From that, you'll be able to craft what you call African psychology. So they're saying to all of our things, let's do that. So yes, I say to people, I love Africanism, but I've gone beyond that. I'm Afrocentric. Everything for me is about Africa and being an African.
Shout out to the sister for that. What she said as being a continental African from the continent, getting her PhD in learning the master craft of writing and researching. What she learned was nobody from her continent wrote, spoke, educated, taught, and went over the subject of Pan-Africanism. The subject of Pan-Africanism has been strictly one way from the foundation of this country. We have wrote, we have fantasized, we have talked, we have extended our hand, and we have given enough resources to those outside of the Americas that are Black, melanated citizens. What we are saying now is the free run is over. Delineation is highlighting that. The new energy now is we want our cup, our check, plus interest. You want the love, the admiration, the support to be the way it once was? Cut the check. Not the check meaning money, the check meaning mentality. That means deposit in us like we have deposited into you. You will never, ever get the same support back until you decide to do it for yourself. Pan-African is dead because the overall accountability of equality has not been there. This PhD, phenomenally educated sister, highlighted that. Where's the African researchers? Where's the African people right now currently speaking on this issue? Where are the Africans from the UK speaking about the racism they experience right now? Where's the African version of Tariq? Jason Black, Professor Black 2, Phil Scott, yada, 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 etc., etc., etc. We are at the forefront speaking, holding court, talking about it, breaking it down, and chopping down these issues. What we are asking for is not difficult. If you want the same results that you have given out about the Pan-Africanist wave, even though I know it's done, you must put the work ground floor at your home. Put it in, show us what you're doing, and the support will be deposited the same way you have collected on our hard work and dedication. Well, what does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? Pan-African as a record label company in the crew, you done. Umar, be quiet. Those who preached about it, be quiet. Those who have tried to push that narrative, we are not listening. What you need to do is you need to respect the foundation movement. You like it, you hate it, you dislike it, it doesn't matter. If you don't like it, go to your country of origin and build and create something that we have here. If everybody else decides to be on the same wave, the same effort, the same code, the same energy, progress will be happening overnight. But it is difficult to create something from scratch because some people got to die. Some people got to lose. Some people ain't going to be able to get it done. And you have to be willing to get your hands dirty. The foundation is already set here, ladies and gentlemen. The energy, the lineage, the benefits, the mindset, everything is already etched in stone. What does that mean moving forward? Delineation is alive and will get stronger. It's going to get stronger. It's going to get tougher. It's going to be hard to go against. It has to be something that has to be a spiritual thing. Just like we had the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s, of the 2020s, we are having the delineation renaissance happen in real time. And I love it. And I love it because, number one, it's not only affecting me and my generation, it's going to affect my children, my son, my daughter, my kids, my nephew, my nieces. That implementation of spiritual pride, that energy, that reference of being happy to be a foundational citizen in this country, the end of the slave era, the end of the slave movies. We are in the empowerment and agreement era. We are in our love era. We're going to be loving ourselves more. We're going to be blessing ourselves more. We're going to be talking about ourselves more. We're going to be championing ourselves more. We are going to be making sure we put our needs, our desires, our expectations, and what we want to accomplish on the forefront. You do not have to like it. Our political candidates can be unprepared for it. But the one thing you have to acknowledge moving forward, this is not changing. As I said at the beginning of the live, Pan-African movement, era, philosophy, and thought process is over. It is over. Delineation energy is the way, the wave, the movement, the feeling, the social status, the social standing, and it will only spread and go further. In tonight's lesson, we took a deep dive highlighting Umar and his subject on the issue of Pan-Africanism and about the diasporial conversation. It is not a war going on. It is a correction happening in real time. And the correction is saying, you can no longer disrespect us and not expect to get hands, feet, or B2A, belt to butt. That's what's happening in real time, y'all. It's nothing personal. It's nothing malicious. It is just us standing on lineage business. And remember, you got to support it. You can't hate it, and you can't go after anything else that needs to be said. You need to block Jimmy. He posts your links every time, but if you use soft D, we stand on it. Calm down, man. Hey, I got your back, Crowder. You're a good person. I'm always a good person, baby. I ain't ducking no smoke, man. I love it. Intellectual discourse will always be champion. Thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in with me for another edition of Live on Wednesday, man. I want to thank everybody who's tapped into the live, who commented on the live. We can't stand this one if everybody is going to be uncomfortable, brother. If we stand this one, that means everybody got to stand on business as one. Not for you to benefit, but everybody must benefit. Remember, we are no longer in the Rodney King era. Or can we all just get along? We can't all just get along because everybody ain't getting the same slice of the pie. We can't all just get along if houses are way too high. We can't all just get along if everybody is not getting an equal and adequate share of something. We can get along when it's equal. We can get along when it's fair. We can get along when people openly speak about the issues and the problems that we deal with. Until then, everybody will suffer. All problems will be addressed. And if you might not like it, y'all, we are officially in the Nook in You Buck era. Thank you for tapping in for another edition of Live on Wednesdays with your co-host, King Crowder, man. Thank you. I will be back again on Sunday, man. Your words of wisdom, sir. Thank you too, Nicholas, man. Tap in with me, baby. Thank you for tapping in for another edition of Live on Wednesday, man. Share the live, share the live, share the live. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that. Tap the like button, comment, share the video, and tell me what you think, man. Until next time, take care of yourself. Call your mama, call your daddy, call your brother, call your loved ones, because you never know when the last time you get to speak to them. Thank you for everybody that got to tap in with me. I mean it. Hey. Thank you, Brandon.